Aquarius, to your August 6th through the 13th reading. Hope you friends are doing great out there. If you friends like this, please like and subscribe. Friends, let's see what's going on over here. You have the Queen of Pentacles. It's talking about nurturing and what's practical. It does look like a sense of the money or whatever it is that you are really desiring over here to hold tight to. For a lot of you, it does feel financial, but it could be anything, right? Having the Six of Cups over here with we have the Six of Cups with the Page of Pentacles with the Temperance. So it is something that you've been dreaming and maybe trying to manifest when it comes to this situation. The same pentacle that she's holding in her hand that you're waiting for is actually here it comes, right? Or you are definitely desiring that pentacle. I still feel like it's going to come through the hard work that we see down below. But it is talking about how you are now getting yourself balanced and being more patient about the situation as this manifestation is really trying to take place. So it is definitely something that you are dreaming of. Could be feeling a little nostalgic about the situation. But it's also talking about over here with the King of Pentacles, with the Ten of Pentacles. Yeah, definitely talking about money over here. Talking about being a little stubborn about the situation. It does feel like how you're focusing on the situation from the past, you have changed the way you were focusing on this situation. Maybe you have been rethinking how you're going to develop this situation. Maybe you took on some new skill developments. Maybe you're getting ready to. But however you're going to master this, it just feels like you were stubborn, kind of stuck in your ways, which caused some kind of delay to the situation. I do feel as you get balanced over here, it's like you're kind of taking a different look at the situation before you to allow this wealth and this financial security and opportunity to come towards you. So it does talk about having, this kind of frustration. You can kind of feel the frustration, right? But it's like to have this dream come in, have to kind of change the focus in the way that you're seeing things or the way maybe you were dreaming about the situation. Taking a different kind of move, right? Especially with the Temperance over here, it's almost like, okay, if I'm being more sensible about the situation and I see it from a different perspective, maybe I can get it to move, right? Get this moving. Okay, let's see what's going on. Clarifying on the Six of Cups over here. This is really kind of a dreamy card over here. Is kind of like I'm dreaming about this. Yeah, definitely dreaming about the situation, wanting this to come through. But using more, it feels like now you're using more of your intuition more than just your creative side of the situation. So it's becoming more like I'm taking this dream, but I'm using my intuition to get it done. Does that make sense? So now you're kind of looking at it from a different, like I said, you're looking at it from a different perspective because it wasn't coming through. So it's almost like, what do I do? Right? I have to stop being kind of stubborn about the situation and take new advantages or new steps, right? So having the strength and the courage over here, yeah. Yeah, this is a new focus, a stronger focus. When you're using the Strength card, or we're talking about focus over here, this is a stronger focus on how I'm going to get this done. This is where it's really going to balance you. Yeah. With the Temperance, you have the Justice card. So, yeah. Definitely using the intuition for the dream over here with this stronger focus is definitely leading you towards your manifestation because the card of the Justice card is cause and effect, which is the law of attraction, which is manifesting, praying, however you want to see that. But it's also bringing in a truth and a fairness and allowing you to see clearer as you become more balanced. And I love that because the Justice card and the Temperance both talk about balanced. So where you're finding the balance between what's going on, you're going to find that this is definitely becoming clearer and not going to cause as much frustration. So where you feel like you were, like kind of stubborn, I'm not going to change this the way I'm doing things, right? Because it has to pay out, right? It's like I already know what I'm doing. It has to pay out. But it's saying once you get rid of that and kind of change it up, right, then you're going to see that you have new choices. This is where your inner strength of the Lovers is going to come through. This is where you're going to find the alignment that you're looking for. This is where you're going to find that it's actually coming together. It's actually uniting for you. Changing up what you were doing, you know, is actually the way to go. Something had to give, guys, right? It's not working. Right? I can look at this pentacle, look at this pentacle, look at this pentacle, and only see so much, right? So much going on. But then it almost feels like you become very productive, then it slows down and causes a delay again. So, yeah, then it causes worry. But it does show that you have the financial, you know, security and the long time success over here, but it was like you were in your head. You know, don't self-impose yourself and don't imprison yourself with restrictions. Just allow it to go. Let go of the grip a little bit and just keep focusing where you need to focus. As you're sitting in your quiet inner truth over here, you're kind of in your own quiet power. Kind of like, I'm just manifesting. I'm trying not to think negative things, you know, because I think that's where we get stuck, right? Is like, we don't want to move. Because it's almost like, well, where do I move to? But you will find where it is you need to move. And the more you think about it, the more you'll figure it out. You have the Ace of Pentacles coming in. This is where it's going to start paying off. This is where your manifestation is going to come towards you for the prosperity. You just needed to kind of change things up with the Queen of Wands over here. You just need to allow yourself to focus in a different way. It was almost like you're kind of digging trenches over here, digging the same trench and looking for a different outcome, but it wasn't working. Doing the same thing and looking for a different outcome, that's what it is. But the outcome always becomes the same. Like I said, it feels like it moves for a few minutes, and then it's just right back to where it was again, right? So, yeah, you definitely have the Sun coming out. Wow. So there's definitely going to be some positivity and some celebration going on and a good success from this. So whatever you guys are doing, really think about what it is that I can do a little bit different, right? Because there's definitely some productive areas over here. Maybe you need to set different kinds of boundaries, right? Taking on other things. Maybe you were slacking behind in one area and you need to pick it up in this area. And now it's almost like maybe I'm trying to pull myself in two different directions, right? I need to just focus on one area at this time. Okay. Maybe even getting rid of something that no longer serves you, that's taking up too much focus of your time to where you can't focus on what is important at this time and then return back to, you know, if that's something you need to return to. If it's not, just let it go, right? Because it could just be something that you've been clinging on to that you just need to release because it's taking too much focus away. Yeah. So let's get this over here and see what's going on. Yeah, this reading's all about focus and you changing the way you're looking at something. And once you change that focus, guys, you got this. Just kind of sit back and just say, you know what is it that I need? You know what it is. The Queen of Pentacles, she has all the tools she needs within herself. She's very, you know, she's pretty analytical for being an earth sign, you know. She's Capricorn. She's pretty analytical. She can kind of see what's going on. She holds the tools within herself. Why? Because she's practical, though, also, and down to earth. So, you know, you can do this, right? And you can say, well, this is it. This is how it's going to be. The Holy Grail. Inner discovery. There it is. Finding sacredness. You are what you seek. Orion activation. Supernova recreation, renewal, rebirthed by the light. That's bringing in that. That's kind of redoing the manifestation just a little bit, seeing it a little more practical, a little different from what you're used to doing. Right? Lemurian seed codes, embracing sensitivity, uniqueness, and living with grace. So it's, according to Spirit over here, is going to need a little bit of a unique touch. Touch it up a little bit, guys. Use a little bit of uniqueness because, you know, sitting over here and still kind of slave to the grind over here in the same area over and over and over again is not working. So we need to try to change it up. Change it up just a little. So let's get some of these cards to see what they say. It's going to bring in a lot of inner joy because it's actually going to get this manifestation moving. It's going to get this going. It's going to almost like, I don't know. It's like almost like you're running on a slow battery and you're going to put in a new battery and it's just going to go take off. Yeah. Same as the Judgment card. This is where you're going to blossom. This is where everything's going to start really coming together. You're going to have this kind of great awakening and this understanding that everything is coming together for your purposes, like where the horn's going to blow and it's going to say, that's it. Now you're in leader. You are the leader. You're going to keep yourself balanced within the situation, right? Because you're going to find that balance between what it is you truly need to get this done and how you're going to do it. That's where the Lovers is here, because it's going to say, okay, align yourself. You're going to have to make a choice over here of how this is going to be done, right? Then you'll be awaiting the results with the Seven of Coins. Whoa, I love it, because you've already put in so much action, right? That we had the Seven of Coins. Maybe not. Okay. Maybe that was the last reading I did. But however, yeah, you're definitely going to be planting those roots and you're planting those seeds. Now you're just going to wait for it to blossom. I love how it's like right there, kind of like laid right on top of the blossom card, because it's saying I'm planting the seeds and waiting for it to blossom. See, I put the roots down, I got the seeds in the ground, and I'm just waiting, and then boom. And I love that because you already have the Sun card too, so, you know, there it is. So whatever this dream is that you're doing, right, you just keep going, but Spirit says you have to change the focus. The focus is what's kind of killing you, and that's because it's just saying you're kind of doing the same thing over and over again. So it's time to kind of rebuild the dream, allow it to go, have a fresh new start of perception on how this is really going. What is the meaning behind it, right? Letting go of certain things. Look at the pivotal moments within everything that's going on within your life so you can say, oh, right? Because you're just kind of, right, just kind of going around and around in a circle with the situation, okay? Otherwise, it looks like you got this. Okay, and we will get a daily healing card for the situation. Develop awe and reverence for life. Create healthy boundaries with those around you. Like I said, there could be somebody around you that's actually holding you back from this situation. Maybe it's time to let them go either for a while or get them out of your energy for a while. You know, I mean, it's like if it's like a family member, you don't want to get rid of them. But if they're too much conflict and you're putting too much energy over here that you're having a hard time doing this, maybe it's like, you know what, sis, I will call you back in a while. You know what I mean? I'm kind of working on this for a second, right? Because I'm giving too much energy to you at this time. That way you can kind of sit back, look at what's going on within your life instead of being filled with everybody else's energy, right? It doesn't help our energy when we're holding on to everybody else's. Distinguish the importance of your own inner spiritual work from the outer success, okay? And that was it for you, my friends. Until next time, peace and love. Bye-bye.